Hey y'all, Peggy Lynn Marchetti here at beautiful Madison Creek Farms, and we are so excited because we are getting ready to welcome our fall CSA back onto the farm to start their pickups. And one of the things that they have a whole lot of in their farm share is eggplant, the bitter apple, yes. But this time of year, it is just, they're very prolific and they love this hot weather, so they have a lot of them. So anyway, I thought it would be a fun and delicious idea to share with you my stuffed eggplant. And it's a one pot dish and it's super simple and it goes a little bit like this. Let's get started. We're going to start with baby Bella eggplants. I have 4 of them. They're about the size of a large tennis ball. They're going to be perfect to stuff. What I want to do first is just to remove the top of the stem. Just below the stem, I'm just going to make a cut and take it off. But don't throw it away because we're going to use that in a little while. Next, I'm going to make sure that these eggplants set level in the bottom of the pan. So take a little off the bottom just to make sure that they set up in the pan. Now I'm going to run my knife inside the eggplant and remove a lot of the meat that's inside of the eggplant, because basically this is just going to hold stuffing. But make sure to keep that meat, that eggplant meat, because that's what we're going to put back into our stuffing. Just keep running your knife along and hollow it out, but don't go all the way to the bottom. Continue to do that for the next 3 eggplant. Now we have our eggplant hollowed out. I've added some salt and some pepper to the eggplant. They're setting in my cast iron skillet. And now I'm just going to pour olive oil all around them inside, making sure that they get nice and covered. Once I have my eggplant ready, then I'm going to add the stems back into the pan alongside the eggplant, and I'm going to pop these into my oven, 350 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes. So just olive oil in an oven for 350 degrees and just let them kind of get a little bit tender. So I'm going to go ahead and let's remove these from the pan, because we're going to go ahead and start on the filling of these eggplants. This is such a beautiful little dish and it's so delicious, but it's one of those little dishes that are just, you know, for this time of year, the stuffing, it's just wonderful. Let me see if I... Okay, so we're going to heat up this pan and we're going to start on getting our filling ready for stuffing these eggplants. One of the things for me, you know, I'm a busy mom, like you guys. I know you guys are, everybody's so busy nowadays. So I really like to stick to one pot kind of thing. A one pan sort of dish is really fun and it's really easy for me. So I've started heating up our cast iron skillet. To that, I'm just going to add a little ground meat right into the pan. And all of that olive oil that we had earlier, that when we were baking off our eggplants, that's plenty of oil in that pan for that. Now I'm just going to start going ahead and prepping an onion. I've got a red onion here. So I'm probably only going to use half of it and save that half for something else later on. You can use white onion, red onion. Our CSA this week are going home with candy onions. And the candy onions are these really super sweet onions, and they would go great in this little dish as well. I tend to save my candy onions for onion rings. Things that are where the onion is the star. All right, now to this I'm just going to add a little bit of salt and pepper right on top of the ground meat. Also, a little bit of hamburger seasoning. McCormick. Just right on top. Fabulous. All right, back to the onion. So, I'm going to go ahead and cut it in quarters. And in this one, I'm actually going to come in and do a little bit bigger cut on it because I'm doing a filling. And so I do want some good bite of onion in this. Perfect. So yeah, I want some of that onion taste in there. We have a lot of peppers. You have a lot of peppers coming in your CSA to all of our CSA shareholders. Fall is pepper season, as a lot of you guys know. Let's get us a compost can going here. So we've been out harvesting peppers and eggplant, but peppers this morning ready for our CSA, and they're everywhere. It's a good time to freeze, to start thinking about winter. Start freezing some of those peppers. You could actually do this whole dish, stuff those eggplant, and then freeze them for this winter. I'm just going to dice up these little peppers. Make them, do them in a really rustic kind of chunky cut. Great. And green pepper. You can use hot peppers in this if you want to. I'm using just some sweet bells. But you could definitely spice this up for sure. That would be, get a little heat in there, be really nice. All right, so my hamburger is about done browning off. So what I want to do is drain this hamburger. Let me move this eggplant, a colander, and a bowl. You don't want any, you want to drain off the fat when you're cooking with ground meat. You don't need that fat in there. You've got a lot of flavors going on. This will have a lot of flavors going on. So just go ahead. Let's just drain off the fat. Get our pan right back on there. Just set that aside for a little bit later. And then I'm going to go ahead and start tossing in onions and garlic. Onions and peppers and garlic. Garlic's coming up. So I have 3 cloves of garlic. Give them a good smack. Just like that. Take out all of your frustrations on your garlic. And I'm just going to give them a really good little cut. You can really get fine. You can mince your garlic if you want to. Because I'm working with this nice marinara sauce or tomato sauce. I dropped my garlic. I kind of wanted some chunky pieces. In here. You know, the thing with this little eggplant, stuffed eggplant dish, is that, like I said, you can freeze them. You can go ahead and get them all cooked up, stuff them, stick them in a freezer bag, and then just thaw them out, heat them up, and you're ready to go. Especially right now with eggplant being so plentiful, because believe it or not, those kind of like eggplant and peppers, they are really plentiful right now. But in another 3 weeks, that will come to an end. So it's kind of nice. This is the time of year that I start really thinking about putting stuff back. I'm going to add just a couple of red pepper flakes in here and just a little bit more olive oil, just to get that really cooked up. I'm also going to add a little bit of fennel. I'm going to pop my fennel with my, just to break up in those fennel seeds. Get them in here. Perfect. Just getting these just a little tender. That's all you need to do. Now remember that eggplant that we took out? Well, I'm going to start adding it back in. So I'm going to give it a good salt. Now it turns kind of this dark color, but that's okay. That's part of releasing their juices. It's really dark. Just give them a good cut. And then add them right in. Get them right back in the pan. This is going to add that eggplant into our stuffing. Make it have a lot more texture to it. It's great. Just a little bit more. Now these are really small little eggplants, and they're like a baby Bella eggplant. So they are perfect for this recipe and stuffing. And I got to get this hair clippy in the back pocket. Always, always. My hair is just, and it's still so warm here on the farm. The end of September. Come on now. So, while we've got this cooking, I've got just a little basil that we're going to use. Let me get this stuff out of the way. We're going to go ahead and add back in our ground meat and get this mixed together. Beautiful. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that out of the pan so we can stuff this eggplant. And this is our stuffing. And we're going to add some more stuff, some more spices and stuff to it, and some cheese. It's going to be delicious. I'm just going to get that out of here for right now. Perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and kick this off. So, we've got our stuffing here. So the next thing I want to do is to start working on the sauce. So this is just some tomato sauce with some basil, some garlic. I'm going to mix a little bit into my stuffing mix here, and the rest is going to go in the skillet here in a second. But to this, I'm going to add some garlic powder. I'm going to add some onion powder. I'm going to add a little bit of sugar, salt and pepper, because this is the last chance you're going to get to really flavor your stuffing. A little bit of paprika, perfect. And then I have some, hello, I'm just clumsy today, some dried thyme. Just a little bit. I've been drying thyme all week. Just taking it right off. And a little dried rosemary. Just going to mince that up. Right in. Just like that. I'm going to add some spike. Remember I told you about spike? Spike is these spices, this seasoning that I use a lot, especially in Italian, when I'm cooking Italian, when I'm making my sauces. It's just this very delicious, complex sort of spice, and I'll leave a link below to where, if you're interested, where you can get it. Sometimes it's kind of hard to find, but it is delicious, and I don't know what I'd do without it. I'm going to add just a little bit more sauce in here. That looks great. All right, now I'm going to add my sauce into my pan right here on the bottom. And then I'm going to take my eggplant, and I'm going to add just a little bit of cheese into that now. And I have some, this is some mild cheddar, and that was some mozzarella. And then I'm going to go ahead and just put in some, this is a Parmigiana, right in there. Go ahead and mix that up. You want that when it comes out to have that cheesy kind of bite to it as well. So I'm going to take my little shell here. I'm going to take my spoon, and I'm going to start filling these up. And you want to pack them down. I want to get a lot of my, perfect. Pack them down. I'm going to add them right to the pan. Just like that. Take the other one. Get the filling in it. Pack them down. Yes, girls, this is a messy job here, but this is worth it. This is delicious. Easy to make. There you go. Just right into the pan. 2 more. It's just Mark and I and Luca at home. My daughter, she lives in South Carolina, and her husband is from New Jersey. He is a great cook. Jassy is a good cook too. But when you just have just us, Mark and I and Luca, Luca's only going to eat one of these. Luca's a teenager, so he's only going to eat one. Mark and I might eat 2. There you go. You stick it right in there, just like that. Save this. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of spread this around, because this is so good with the sauce. And you know, I'm just thinking about this. This wouldn't be bad, and I probably will throw on some pasta. Just a little bit of pasta with that. So now I'm going to go in with the mozzarella right on top. A little bit of cheddar, mild cheddar, just right on top. And then I'm going to hit it with some Parmesan. Right on top. Gorgeous. This is the caldo de tomate. So it's basically a little chicken bouillon tomato sauce. And it's this, and I'll leave a link too so you guys can see where that is. But I'm going to add just a little bit in here. Just add a little juice, just like that. Sprinkle a little paprika right on top. This is going to be popped back into the oven for about 15 minutes. Put my hats back on them. 15 minutes until the cheese is melted. It's nice and it's bubbly. I can't wait. So let me go put this in the oven, clean this huge mess up that I've made up here, and we'll come back at it and then we'll show you what it looks like. This is so good. All right, I'm gonna go put this in the oven. Here we go. She's looking beautiful. So the sauce is nice and bubbly in this cast iron skillet. The cheese is all melted down. Our eggplant is nice and tender. So the only thing that I want to do is probably garnish it a little bit with some basil, some fresh basil right on top. So let's grab that, and all I'm going to do is tear it. I'm just going to take it and just tear it. Get all of that nice oil from those leaves, but the nice big leaves will be nice with the with all of this sauce. So this evening for dinner, I think I'm going to make some penne pasta. Have some penne pasta with this, a nice salad, and stuffed eggplant. Beautiful, gorgeous. Let's put a little Parmesan cheese right on top, little Parmigiana right on top of it. Move it back up here so you can see it. I love fresh grated Parmesan cheese. It's just wonderful. So our little hats, it looks fabulous. So anyway, this is a great way to use up those little baby Bella eggplant, and it's super simple. It's a one-pot dish. So I hope this helps you with rattling through all of the eggplant. If you're at your farmer's market or your local farm, I encourage everybody to find your local farmer. Find the farmer that fits you. If you're in a CSA, you are never going to get fresh, organic produce that is better than your local farmer. So find your local farmer, get you some baby Bella eggplant, and get to stuffing. 350 degrees. Let's go. Thank y'all.